Hey, it's your boy Exodus here. Alright, so it's been a while, right? As I said, as soon as I was able to, I was going to record something and post it. Alright, so today's video is going to be interesting. Well, it's going to be something that I've been dealing with in my car for a while now. Now, the thing is, I sat there and listened to this noise for about 3 years. And I'm just now deciding to work on it, right? All right, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, this is what I'm talking about, all right? White lithium grease, all right? So this can be used for, oops, promise you I'm not drunk. It can be used for a variety of things, all right? It can be used for the hinges, anything that like, you need grease to stay on and not like, you know how like WD-40 you spray it and then once you spray it, it just runs and it just gets everywhere and eventually, it'll go away. This right here though, you put it on and it'll stay on there, alright? Now, I'm gonna explain to you why I need this, right? Let's just toss that over there. Alright, so, reason why we need this, right? So there are these little hinges right here that are connected to the active exhaust on the Challenger. All right, so Dodge, for some reason, when they launched the new Challengers, because they stopped producing them after a certain year, I think. So they stopped producing them, right? So like, not many people are. I guess they thought that not a lot of people were interested in it, so there was no, I guess, demand, so they were just not going to make them anymore. So they stopped. Now, once they brought them back up again, they came out with all these different variants. The V6 version, which, honestly, I've said it before, why have a V6 muscle car? So you get the looks, but it has no power. Garbage. But again, I can't talk shit because my RT is just the basic V8 model, the 5.7 Hemi, right? Anyway, so when they came out with this, they came with a bunch of bells and whistles, and one of them, to make it, less loud, because I guess one thing people were complaining about were like these cars, these muscle cars, were too loud. Makes no sense, right? It's a muscle car. You would assume that it's loud. Now, so what they did to fix this, they did a bunch of them. They did VVT, variable valve timing, and then MBS, which stands for something, right? So now as it goes down the exhaust system, there's a little valve now that stays I would say maybe 45-degree angle, like almost shut but not fully. And they did that so that the sound coming out, even with a muffler and a resonator, it would still be somewhat muffled, right? Unless when you step on the gas and more exhaust is coming out, then it would open up slightly even more for the exhaust to be able to leak and not be causing so much back pressure, not cause so much pressure where the exhaust is not able to leave, because exhaust not being free flowing can also hinder performance. So they did something to where you could, when you're driving nice and slow and you're daily driving it would be fine, right? When you step on the gas, it gets a little bit loud and it's able to push out more exhaust, right? Simple. When you put it on sport mode, hey, that shit's open all the way. It's all the way open and it doesn't shut. So that thing is loud as hell, right? Especially in my car where can I confirm or deny that the muffler was removed? There's only a resonator. Anyway, so when you're in sport mode, it's always open. So it's not ever moving. It doesn't have to be slightly in a certain position. So you don't hear an annoying raspy noise, right? Now, when you have it in regular daily driving mode, whatever you want to call it, normal mode, it has active exhaust on. Now we go back to this picture of this little active exhaust valve, and basically what it does, with that spring, it'll twist, open up, exhaust free flows, and then when it needs to, it'll close it slightly, so then not as much is coming out, which also would suppress the sound, right? So that little hinge right there makes a little when you start the vehicle. So usually when you cold start it, when you wake up in the morning, you start it, you hear a little is the valve opening up, right? Doing this little troubleshooting that it does, it'll probably open up all the way, then go back down, then all the way, and then back to 45, right? So little procedure the computer does to do to make sure that valves are working. If not, a code pops up saying, hey, something's fucked, right? Now, once it goes through that, it idles just fine at a normal idle, normal sound, nothing. Now, you get in the gas, you give it a little bit of acceleration, you can hear the kind of like a metal like vibrating, right? Or a metal like basically like flapping. And the more you accelerate, the more the flapping kind of goes away, and it's more like a scratching, a metal scratch. I'm sorry for these sound effects. I mean, hopefully they're entertaining you, because that's what it sounds like when I'm fucking driving. It's kind of annoying, right? So I'm driving, it makes that noise. It kind of makes it just makes the vehicle sound like crap, at least to me. I just want to hear the rumble of my V8. So by me lubing up this, everything should be good. Or so I think. So let's go see the car. Hey guys, so we're finally out here, right? So now we're finally gonna do the video when it comes to the active exhaust. Alright, like I was talking about inside, should be easy, shouldn't be too hard. We're gonna get down and dirty with this. Let's see. There's a car right there. So yeah, we're gonna fucking work on it right now. I'm gonna get down dirty, jack it up, and then we should be good, right? Alright. So, vehicle is jacked, everything is good. Now, let's get underneath the vehicle, right? Oh no! Oh, actually. Alright. Alrighty then, let's get this started. As you can see now, the spring is pushing it, trying to push it out. So remember, when you're taking this last bolt off over here, you're holding it, you see? That spring right there is trying to pop it out. Now, we should get a little flathead over here, pop this off, so when we take this off, it's not connected. But remember, when you put it back on, I don't know if you can see in the camera, there's a little wire here that connects it, which lets it open and close. Alright? No need to be generous with this. See that? Open, closed, open, closed. This is probably what you hear. Alright. Alright. Don't like too many messes. Put that right there. Alright. Leave it like that. Grab this. And place it. Just to make sure that that is in. Whoops, sorry. Now you only really need is things to make sure that it doesn't, you put it in the right place. Try to rotate it. All I'm trying to ensure is that this little part right here is in that groove, right? Because if you don't have it in the groove, that spring will spin and it won't catch it, so the valve will just stay closed, right? We don't want that. So grab that, just make sure everything's all good, move it around if you need to. If I was a better person, I would have just gotten a flashlight. As I said, a better man would just grab a flashlight and ensure it's in there. And if I'm not blind, it is. So now that we've ensured that it is in there, I'm gonna grab these little things right here, right? Push in and then rotate, right? And then rotate that. Just want to get it. Just want to put a little bit, right? Because I still have to put the other ones in, so don't want to just tighten one side only. All right. Okay. What I realize is the other side is mostly used for a locking mechanism. It actually holds it, even with no bolt in, it will hold the active exhaust from coming off. It's coming off its bracket. Shitty thing is for you to get it though, since you know they fucking geniuses, engineers. For you to take this bolt off, you have to use a monkey wrench, which isn't like hard, because the fuel tank, you can't see it. The hose over here for the fuel goes all the way up to the cap. This is where the fuel goes down into the tank. So I don't want to move it around too much because I don't want to cause it to fucking, you know, leak. Because that would be a really bad day for me. Because unfortunately, I use this car as my daily driver. So if I ended up, you know, messing it up, I'd be out of a daily driver. Also, one of the main reasons I really don't do anything for performance-wise or legal reasons why I haven't done it yet. As soon as those legal reasons expire, or I make use of it, then we'll have a nice modded out Challenger. For now, we'll keep it stock. We'll leave it so Dodge is nice and happy, to be specific. Mopar is nice and happy that I keep it stock. Because, you know, God forbid it's not stock, they'll fucking have a heart attack. Now, not to bore you, after I put this on and we'll check for the sound, I will spare you the details of me working on it on the other side. Alright, and we'll get that. You want to get it kind of tight, not too tight. Because again, this is plastic. If you tighten it too much, you'll just snap the plastic. Geniuses that would do that, you know. I've had my fair share of over-tightening plastic on metal, and it just cracks. So that doesn't happen to this, and I have to buy a whole new valve, which costs a pretty penny. Alright, cool. Tight enough. Cool. Back on there, locked and loaded. Alright, we're gonna give this bitch a little start, and we'll see what it sounds like. Alright, so let's test it out. Alrighty then. Alright. Start the car. really hope that I didn't capture it, because that right there made a little noise. Now, hopefully it wasn't the left side, it was just the right side, right? But we'll have to see. Well, I won't know until I drive it, because I tested it out right now, and give me bumpkiss. Well, the valve does work still. That was what I was mostly concerned about. So, time to do that with the right side, and then take it for a spin. All right, well, let's give this a try, huh? Give it a spin. Chalk block. Forgot. I don't know how to forget, because if that wasn't on, I would have the car would just, you know, drove off or rolled off without me. Uh, Still same noise, man. Well, at least I didn't mess anything up, right? It still doesn't make that noise in sport mode. Well, at least I know it's not in sport mode. It's still good. Alright, take it off sport mode. Now, the only way for me to pinpoint that noise, if I had my fucking lav mic on with my mic, I could put it underneath and then see where it's coming from. Because I have a dent in my exhaust, which don't know if you guys can see it. Don't know how it got there. Because before, this car used to be daily drove by me. My father used to drive it, and I don't know what he did with it, honestly. So it could be that dent that just happens to, when the exhaust comes out of it, it just scratches it all wrong, you know? Or like it's adding that raspy noise, but I'm pretty sure it is the thing still being loose. So the loop helps it a little bit. So we did quiet down. Like before, even after revving high, you would still hear it for a while. Now it's in the lower RPMs. I would say around 2,000, 3,000 RPMs is when it's like the loudest. Once it passes 3,000, it like once it moves and opens up a little bit more, it quiets out. Right? So what that just ends up being is, so it's lubed up now, so it's a little bit quieter. The thing is, it still rattles because I don't know if you could hear me, but I could easily move it. It was like flop, 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 flop when I was in there, right? So a next thing that I can do for this is adding almost like a bushing, small little like bushing that can go right, like just thin enough to where it's can get behind there and stopping from moving up and down, but still allowing it to, open, close with ease, so I don't stress out the little little mechanism so it doesn't break, right? All I can say is the pros on this was I got it to be a little bit quieter at the higher RPM. Sport mode still opens it up fully, no noise. So good thing is that means I didn't mess anything up. Everything is good. Cool. When you take off sport mode, it just goes back to it. But again, in higher RPM, it's more quiet. So that's a win for me for now. Now all we have to do now is look for bushings that will fit there and then install it and see where it goes. All right, let's go back into the office, right? That did fix the issue, and I'm lucky that it's so simple because every car manufacturer has different types of active exhaust, right? So Audi, Volkswagen, Jaguar, there are many cars that have active exhaust in them. They all work a little bit different, right? So Dodge thought that doing this was a simpler way, and they don't really charge you anything extra to do it. It's kind of like, here it is, bam, right? Some others like have, they're called dual system exhaust, and like one way, like it'll head down one pipe, and we end up like go through a resonator, muffler, and be a little bit quieter. And then once you press a button, it kind of like closes that, and it goes to the other side of the exhaust system, which is a lot louder, right? But tomato, right? If you keep a stock exhaust or whatever exhaust the manufacturer makes, and then you just add a flap that stops the noise from coming out, I mean, I feel like you don't have to be so fancy and have all these extra, you know, a diverter or having like two different types of exhaust. You can have one exhaust and just add that flap. But then again, you have to deal with that annoying little raspy noise. But again, I digress. It's in the nature of the beast, right? So if you have a Dodge Challenger RT and above, this is how you fix that little problem, right? It's a little problem, simple fix, very cheap. That white lithium cost me like $10 on AutoZone. Very simple procedure, really dummy proof, like has ridges on it, tells you exactly how to put it on. You put it on, then boom, spray it on there. It's nice and lubed, sound should go away. Now, hope you guys enjoy this, right? There will be many more videos in the way coming in the future where we talk about more stuff. I'm kidding. Well, we'll have more videos, not just relating to my car. We'll probably work on some Hondas, some Chevys. It's just, as these vehicles become more accessible to me through, you know, friends and acquaintances, then I'll try putting them on here and give you more advice on how to do things, or show you more little tidbits, tids. And give you some more tidbits about how to fix some common issues on your vehicle, right? I already did one video that taught you how to change your brakes, right? And I recently just did it for an acquaintance at work where I changed his rotors and his brakes for him. And God, how I hate certain vehicle years and models, all right? Not to go on a small tangent here at the end of the video, but I don't know what the fuck they were thinking back in the day when they were making, back in the day, I mean like in 2015 and below, when they decided to make the rear brakes not as simple as it is nowadays for my vehicle. Like I literally can grab even if I don't have the tool, I can use one of those C-clamps, tighten that bitch, push that piston in, put the rear brakes pads in, no issue. For some fucking reason, 2012, 2014, 2015 vehicles have that stupid pattern on the rear where you have to rotate and put pressure to pull the pistons back. Pain in my fucking ass is what I'm gonna tell you. God, annoying. But, so I'll do videos showing you guys how to work on those vehicles because those are a pain in the ass, right? And what to look out for when you're, I don't know, driving a vehicle and you hear a very loud squeaking noise coming from your brakes. I would advise you to change your brakes before you're rubbing on bare metal and then you destroy your rotors too, right? Changing your brakes cheaper than changing your rotors, all right? When your brakes literally go metal to metal, so when that brake pad hits that metal portion and it's touching your metal rotor, you're doing permanent damage, which you will then have to replace the rotors, which are not cheap. They're like $87 example, right? For a Honda, a 2014, I think, Honda Civic. Yeah, Honda Civic. The rear rotors are $87 a rotor. You need two of those, right? Little math there. 87, 87. Then the front is about, I think, I can't remember off the top of my head, was like 54, I would say. So like 54, 54. Add that together, you're dropping that much money. Plus, you need to get new brake pads. And brake pads could run, even in the cheap end, 40 bucks. So you're spending all that money when you could just, change your brakes and you wouldn't have to be replacing rotors too. Anyway, we'll be doing more videos like that, where I'll be showing you guys how to do some changes on the vehicle, making small repairs that could help you not spend so much money in the future. Right? Yeah. Hopefully, I should be making a video soon about a CV boot for an axle for a front-wheel drive vehicle, right? But in mine, his boot tore, so now it's just, hopefully he didn't get that too much water, sand, dirt, whatever, debris inside of it, so the gears are just fine, so we don't have to worry about having to replace the whole freaking axle, driver's side axle. All right? But again, thank you for watching my video, and I hope you guys have a great week. Deuce.